Hello and welcome back to my studio. This is Tara Erin, the artist in a cubicle. Welcome to 2021. I'm a little bit late showing up, and I guess that's going to be okay. This is Domino. For those of you who haven't met her yet, she is my familiar, and yeah, and also she's very much a studio cat. She seems to be interested in my tea there. Okay. Anyway, wow, it's been an interesting few weeks. It's been almost a month since my last post, and it's actually over a month. And part of me is kind of beating myself up about that, and part of me is saying, well, not like that's going to actually do any good. So let's just have a sip of tea and move on. It's been an eventful month, and it has included a belated holiday celebration after a COVID exposure with one of my closest family members. And then, um, let's see, we had a changing of the year. So I got my transferred from my old notebook to my new notebook. And when I started trying to make the video for that, my computer basically stopped handling my video post production at all. So last week, I am so blessed. A very special shout out to my fiance's sister, Sarah, who sent us a very generous Christmas gift and birthday gift for Mark. And one of the products of that was a brand new, a new to me anyway, refurbished and very powerful workstation. So I'm really looking forward. I'm still in the middle of editing that. So I am coming to you today from my OnePlus phone with its crummy audio. I apologize in advance, but it is what it is. The tech and I are slowly learning to get along, and that's kind of the the message of 2020, isn't it? Being flexible and adapting to new situations. And the sort of the knock on to that for me, I've been watching as this came together for me. If you watched my last video, you will have seen that I try to come up with a theme for each month. And for January 2021, my theme is to honor your intuition. I hope that you were able to see that on the screen. Still working through that, but I had an interesting breakthrough just the other day as I came toward closing out my last week, and I'm looking at how maybe this integration of creativity and productivity is going to work a little differently, and honoring my intuition is a part of that. What I realized is that I have been really trying to force a lot of a lot of preconceived structures onto my creativity and really not honoring my intuition. So I have actually gone back to a pretty much 100% digital task management for my day job stuff and taken it out of my bullet journal altogether because the current situation seems to support that. All my work is remote and is virtual anyway at this point, so there's really no value to actually carrying paper and pen, and I am liking that change, and making that shift has made me sort of rethink how I'm going to be using my artist in a cubicle hybrid journal as well. And I made a note today because something else happened over the weekend. I had a minor medical emergency, and it was enough of a significant moment to be a moment for pause, a moment for reflection, and a moment for decision and action. You know, really, I know I have been neglecting my self care for a long time and letting a lot of shoulds get in the way of maybe even what's best for me, It's funny, and I'm going to just share a brief journal entry I wrote earlier today. So here we go. It's funny how priorities and approaches can shift in a moment. how fitness and diet can shift from I really need to do that to this is what I do. And it got me thinking about whether my pre sorted lists of to dos are unhelpful weekly, at least for now. What if I put the to dos onto my monthly list only and use the weekly pages as a log rather than a to do list? Record how I am spending my time and make some time to fit in what really needs to be done, but do that in a way that honors my intuition. Use intuitive practices to guide the what and the when, rather than just a pre populated list of things to do. This feels powerful, and I love how it connects back to my theme of the month of honoring my intuition. I'm also hoping to finish reading The Marvelous Women Who Run with the Wolves by Dr. Clara Pinkola Estes. And, I'm sort of in the last third of the book at this point and enjoying it. But gosh, on page 343, there's a quote that caught my eye. She talks about what is creativity, and so I love this because this also ties into the same idea of responding in the moment and not deciding ahead of time what is right, what's wrong for us, but really allowing ourselves to be present so that we have all options available to us. Dr. Estes writes, creativity is the ability to respond to all that goes on around us, to choose from the hundreds of possibilities of thought, feeling, action, and reaction that arise within us, and to put these together in a unique response, expression, or message that carries moment, passion, and meaning. In this sense, loss of our creative milieu means finding ourselves limited to only one choice, divested of, suppressing, or even censoring feelings and thoughts, not acting, not doing, not saying, not being. And I think that in some ways, maybe my pre-populated to-do list, weekly to-do list, has been functioning that way for me. And another way that I'm finding this carries over is honoring my intuition with the messages that I want to share. So just like today, I wrote that down and I said, you know what, it's time for me to sit down and make another video. And where it goes from there, I can't say, but I don't need to say. My intuition says this is the moment to share my message because there's undoubtedly someone out there who's going through something similar who needs to hear this message today. And so whoever you are and wherever you are, I'm right here with you. We are all facing our own battles, and one of the finest ways we have to navigate through them is to honor ourselves, to honor our intuition, and not try to make ourselves fit a predetermined mold, but rather to use our creativity to unearth the truth of what we need in any given moment. So, so as young as this weblog is, it's going to have a fresh start. I imagine it may be reborn many, many times throughout this process. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.